British Prime Minister Starmer published a senior official's evidence relating to a now collapsed Chinese spying case. He's seeking to show that the case did not collapse because of government manipulation. The documents detail malign Chinese activity but did not clearly state that China poses a threat to UK national security. NTD's international correspondent Malcolm Hudson has more for us.
Witness statements submitted by the British government in a now collapsed spy case reveal details of the Chinese Communist Party's espionage operations in the UK. The statements were sent to the Crown Prosecution Service, or CPS, before it decided it would not prosecute Christopher Cash and Christopher Berry. The two men were accused of passing sensitive information from Parliament to the CCP. Both pleaded not guilty and have continued to deny all accusations. Deputy National Security Advisor Matt Collins wrote in a December 2023 statement that the Chinese intelligence services were conducting large-scale spy operations against the UK, including in the government, in industry and in research sectors. In a February 2024 document, Collins said China and the UK benefit from trade and investment, but added China also presents the biggest state-based threat to the UK's economic security. And in an August 2025 statement, he said Chinese intelligence services are highly capable and conduct large-scale spy operations to advance the interests of the Chinese state and harm the interests and security of the UK. Collins, however, emphasised that the UK government is committed to pursuing a positive relationship with China, quoting the Labour Party's stance that the UK will cooperate with, compete with, and challenge China. The CPS decided the government's evidence did not prove that China was a national security threat to the UK at the time of the alleged offences. Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch said the government should have provided evidence to the CPS that showed that China was a threat.
There are examples that they could have pointed to about China hacking into Whitehall government systems. They did not provide any of that. And they were informed that the spy case was collapsing. They could have intervened to stop it. They didn't because they're too weak to stand up to China.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has insisted that his government is not responsible for the trial collapsing and has instead sought to blame the previous Conservative government. MI5 Director General Ken McCallum said he's frustrated by the collapse of the spy trial and said that Chinese state actors present a daily threat to the UK's national security.
Every day in life. I've described that today, I've described it in previous years. That will continue to be true. It's a whole series of different vectors of national security activity that we deal with.
He said security services had carried out an operation against a threat from China in the past week. He also highlighted attempts by China to carry out cyber espionage, clandestine technology transfers, efforts to interfere covertly in UK public life, and the harassment and intimidation of opponents, including pro-democracy activists. Malcolm Hudson, NTD News.